Hello guys, today we are going to explain another new K-drama titled Agent Kim Reactivated. The episode begins with our protagonist, Kim, heading home from work. We see a thug sitting in a car nearby. He is smoking and deliberately drops his cigarette onto Kim. Kim glances at him for a moment but says nothing and continues walking. He is close to his home when the thug speeds past in his car, and the vehicle's side mirror strikes Kim. Mr. Lim, a local laundry shop owner, witnesses the entire incident. The thug steps out of the car and confronts Kim. Kim tells him, "I'm fine, you can go." However, the thug insists, "Don't you know you're supposed to apologize when something like this happens?" Kim eventually apologizes, but the thug doesn't stop there. He punches Kim hard, knocking him to the ground, before driving away. Fortunately, the entire incident is captured on camera. The next morning, we see Kim asleep. He wakes up when his alarm rings and prepares a meal for his daughter. He then gets her school uniform ready and goes to the door, repeatedly calling out to 𝗖𝗍𝗲, "Breakfast is ready, come out quickly." 𝗖𝗍𝗲 complains, "Why do you keep bothering me? You're always nagging me to come out." Kim just smiles and brushes it off. Later, while filling out an emergency contact form for her school, he asks for the number of someone close to her. 𝗖𝗍𝗲 tells him the person's name is Herring and provides the number. 𝗖𝗍𝗲 steps out to head to school but runs into Mr. Lim. He intends to ask about what happened to her father the previous day, specifically if he is alright, but decides against it. Instead, he comments on her clothes and offers to take them to the laundry, an offer she declines. Shortly after, her bus arrives, and she leaves. Meanwhile, Kim steps out of the house, and Lim approaches him, asking if he is okay after the thug attacked him the day before. Lim points out the state of his clothes and offers to treat them at his laundry, but Kim refuses and walks away. Watching Kim leave, Lim remarks that the father is just like the daughter. We then see 𝗖𝗍𝗲 on the bus, gazing at a boy she seems to like. Suddenly, a cyclist cuts in front of the bus, forcing the driver to brake hard. 𝗖𝗍𝗲 is about to fall but lands safely in Na Eun's arms. She sits back down and begins to notice him. He, too, glances at her for a moment. Elsewhere, we see Kim at his job in a bank. He discovers that a credit card has been misused, a transaction likely made by his boss, 𝗙𝗂𝗃. He confronts 𝗙𝗃𝗃 about the funds, noting that while it was 𝗙𝗃𝗃's anniversary, a significant amount of money was charged to the account. 𝗙𝗃𝗃 dismisses the issue, saying that rules sometimes have to be broken and suggesting he simply consider the money spent on bank-related entertainment. Kim accepts this explanation and returns to his desk. He then remembers that his daughter's birthday is approaching and decides to buy her a self-defense item, searching online for options. However, a colleague sees him doing this and asks, "What is this for? Are you planning to use it on 𝗙𝗃𝗃?" She says this jokingly, but Kim denies it, explaining, "It's for my daughter, her birthday is coming up soon." The colleague suggests, "What if your daughter doesn't want any of this? You should ask her first." Kim replies, "She doesn't really talk to me much. If only her mother were here, things would be much better." The colleague offers to help. "Alright, I'll help you. We can go to the department store after work, I'll wait for you." Meanwhile, we see 𝗖𝗍𝗲 in class. 𝗙𝗃𝗃 approaches her and demands, "I need your gym clothes," and 𝗖𝗍𝗃 hands them over. Later, two girls come up to 𝗖𝗍𝗃 and start insulting her, claiming she smells bad and throwing her belongings on the floor. 𝗖𝗍𝗃 remains silent. Afterward, the girls approach 𝗙𝗃𝗃, complimenting her on her expensive items. 𝗙𝗃𝗃 asks 𝗖𝗍𝗃, "What are you looking at?" But 𝗖𝗍𝗃 says nothing. Just then, Na Eun arrives and tells 𝗙𝗃𝗃 he wants to speak with her, taking her outside. Later, 𝗖𝗍𝗃 goes to the restroom, only to find 𝗙𝗃𝗃's friend there, who begins insulting her again. 𝗖𝗍𝗃 retorts, "I don't smell, you smell like cigarette smoke." The girl is about to hit her when 𝗙𝗃𝗃 intervenes, saying, "Let it go, she's pathetic." 𝗖𝗍𝗃 asks, "Why am I pathetic?" And 𝗙𝗃𝗃 replies, "Because you smell." Finally, we see Kim leaving the bank. His colleague is waiting for him and suggests they go to the store, though Kim initially refuses. Sang says, "Fine, it's your choice," but then adds, "Alright, I'll come along too." In the next scene, they arrive at a store where Sang wants to buy a nice gift for his daughter. She finds one, but it requires a pre-order. While they are waiting in line, she tells him, "I've sent the screenshot to your phone. just show it to them, and you'll get the gift. However, Kim checks his phone and wonders where the screenshot would have come from. When his turn comes, he doesn't have the screenshot, but Sang steps in to help him out. The item turns out to be a t-shirt, but Kim notices it is very expensive and says he wants a refund. Sang reasons with him, saying, "You can't do that. Imagine your daughter asks you, 'What have you ever done for me?' What would you say? But if you have this expensive t-shirt, you can tell her, 'I bought this for you.'" Kim is swayed by her words and buys it. He returns home at night and initially stashes the gift in a drawer. Later, he sees 𝗍𝗍 doing the laundry. He offers to do it himself, but 𝗍𝗍 says, "When you do it, the clothes end up smelling bad. From now on, I'll handle the laundry." That night, she looks at Harry's profile on her phone and views her photos. She then checks Na Eun's profile but accidentally likes a photo. She tries to unlike it, but nothing happens. She then comes out and sees her father asleep on the sofa. She wakes him up and tells him to go to his room. He realizes he hasn't washed the dishes, but his daughter tells him to wash them in the morning and go to sleep now. The next morning, Kim wakes up when his alarm rings and goes into the kitchen. But then, he notices that his daughter has washed the dishes for the first time today. He decides to cook her favorite meal. Meanwhile, we see Na Eun at school, playing volleyball. 𝗍𝗍 finds gym clothes in her locker that don't belong to her. Just then, 𝗖𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗏 and her friend walk by, smiling. She is confused. Later, someone asks her, "Where are my gym clothes?" She replies, "I left them on your seat." However, she later discovers that 𝗖𝗿𝗲𝗏 and her friends had thrown them in the trash. Despite this, she heads to the gym wearing the soiled clothes. Na Eun, who is right there, spots her. He offers her his jacket, telling her she can use it. She enters the gym, but the coach notices she is wearing Na Eun's jacket. 𝗖𝗿𝗲𝗏 is nearby and witnesses the whole thing. In the next scene, we see Han-soo at his academy, teaching taekwondo to children. Later, we meet another character named Jun-chul, who helps people and finds great happiness in doing so. He then goes to his secret hideout and starts playing a game. A short while later, Han-soo arrives and sees that Jun-chul is inside. He knocks on the door, but it's no use because Jun-chul is completely engrossed in his game. Han-soo kicks the door open and enters. Jun-chul shouts at him, asking, "What is this? Did you break my door? How could you do that?" Han-soo tells him to stop playing his stupid game and come along. Jun-chul asks, "Where are we going?" Han-soo replies, "Have you forgotten that we meet once a year, and today is that day?" Jun-chul remarks that he had completely forgotten, noting that he is getting old. In the next scene, the two are at a restaurant, joined by their friend, Kim. Initially, they discuss their children. Jun-chul shows a photo of his daughter, saying he looks at it whenever he misses her. Han-soo complains that his son is very rude, wondering who he takes after. Kim says he needs to leave because 𝗍𝗍 must be home by now, but the others urge him to stay a bit longer, telling him not to worry so much about his daughter, she might even have a boyfriend soon. Meanwhile, a thug nearby is harassing someone but then notices Jun-chul watching him. The thug shouts, "Who are you looking at?" Jun-chul wants to hit him, but Han-soo holds him back, saying, "Let it go, we can't do that kind of thing anymore." Kim suggests they leave. As Jun-chul starts to walk away, the thug provokes him by throwing food at him and making lewd comments about the photo of his daughter on his t-shirt. Enraged, Jun-chul strikes the thug and begins fighting him and his friends. Kim, however, does nothing and simply leaves. The police arrive and intervene to stop Jun-chul. The next morning, Kim is organizing 𝗍𝗍's clothes when he spots a jacket with the name, Na Eun, on it and asks who it belongs to. 𝗍𝗍 grabs the jacket and rushes off to school. Kim wonders to himself if that is truly her boyfriend. 𝗍𝗍 arrives at school. She wants to return the jacket to Na Eun, but he isn't in the classroom. She sits outside waiting, and eventually, Na Eun comes over and takes the jacket. He remarks that she could have just left it on his seat, but 𝗍𝗍 explains she wanted to thank him in person. He asks if she liked his photo, but she denies it, saying she isn't on social media. Just then, Na Eun sends her a random message, and it arrives on her phone. 𝗍𝗍 blushes and stays silent. In the background, we see 𝗖𝗿𝗲𝗏 and her friend watching the whole interaction. In the next scene, 𝗍𝗍 enters the classroom, but two boys approach her and say 𝗖𝗏𝗏 wants to see her. They take her to the storage room, where 𝗲𝗏 demands to know what she was doing with her boyfriend. Min-ji insists nothing is going on between them, she only wanted to return his jacket. 𝗲𝗏 asks why she didn't just wear it herself, but Min-ji points out that 𝗲𝗏 had thrown it in the trash. 𝗲𝗏 punishes her by kicking her. She explains that she isn't angry about Min-ji being with her boyfriend, but rather that her scent might have rubbed off on him. She taunts her, saying she smells like a motherless child. Unable to control herself any longer, Min-ji kicks her back. The other girls try to intervene but fail. Meanwhile, we see Kim at the bank when he receives a call from a teacher. The teacher informs him about what his daughter has done. She attacked 𝗲𝗏, the daughter of Gang Chan, the chairman of 𝗍𝗏 Construction, and urges him to come over immediately. We then see Gang Chan attending a meeting at the assembly. They discuss a redeployment project. Sim reassures him, saying, "Don't worry, I'll do exactly as you asked." Gang Chan steps outside. His right-hand man, Nam, informs him that his wife is calling. Gang Chan takes the call. His wife asks what happened at the school and tells him to come over immediately. In the next scene, a man known as Golden Teeth arrives, having prepared himself for the meeting, but Nam stops him. The man says, "You asked to see me." Nam replies, "Yes, I know, but the plans have changed. You should leave, we'll call you later." The man retorts, "Am I just a lapdog to you?" Nam stares him down, and the man is forced to leave. The scene shifts to the school, where everyone is waiting for Kim. 𝗲𝗏's mother is angry and asks why they should wait for him. Just then, Kim arrives. However, Min-ji refuses to stay silent. She reveals the truth: "These girls had been harassing me for days. I managed to keep it under control for a while, but how long could I go on? That's why I finally struck back." Kim, however, doesn't listen to his daughter. He drops to his knees and apologizes to Gang Chan, saying, "Please forgive me. She doesn't have a mother, I raised her, though perhaps not properly. I will try harder in the future. I'll have her transferred out of here." Gang Chan approaches him and says, "All right, that is exactly what you must do." Gang Chan watches Kim leave with Min-ji and asks the teacher, "Who is that?" The teacher replies, "He's just an ordinary bank employee. Don't worry, nothing like this will happen here again." Gang Chan warns, "Fine. But if it does happen again, mark my words, both you and this school will disappear." Min-ji asks her father, "Don't you believe me? I don't have a mother, you are the only one I have. You should trust me. It wasn't my fault. Why did you kneel before them? Was it because 𝗲𝗏's father is an influential man with so many connections? But why don't you have any? You're just a lowly employee. I'm not sleeping at home tonight. Don't call me. If you do, I'll leave home." She starts to walk away, but he mentions that tomorrow is her birthday. She retorts that she hates her birthday because that was the day her mother died. In the next scene, Kim visits his wife's memorial site and recalls a memory from the past, a moment when they were at a flower shop. Yoonjin had pointed out her favorite flower, the honeysuckle, explaining that it symbolizes love and devotion. Later that night, Kim returns home only to find that his daughter hasn't come back. Meanwhile, Min-ji is out in the market when she receives a message from Na Eun asking to meet her at the school's back gate. He says he will be waiting for her. In the next scene, the clock strikes midnight, and a cake is prepared. Kim wants to call his daughter but refrains because she had threatened to leave home if he did. He sits up all night, and by 7 a.m., he calls Rong to ask if his daughter is with her, but she denies it, saying Min-ji never came to see her. He goes to the school and asks around, but Min-ji isn't there either. Just then, he spots Na Eun and says, "I know you know her. Where could she be?" Na Eun replies, "Please forgive me. I didn't send that message. A thug approached me, took my phone, and told MIG to come here. I only overheard the mention of the school's back gate." We then see Kim arriving at the back of the school, where he finds several bloodstains and follows the trail. He also discovers a hairband and realizes it belongs to 𝗲𝗏. In the next scene, it starts to rain as 𝗲𝗏 and a thug arrive. The thug says, "Don't worry, they won't find any evidence here. Look, the weather is on our side, the rain has washed everything away. Her father can't do anything either, he's just an ordinary employee. If the police had received a report, they would be here by now, but look, there are no cops." Suddenly, Kim appears behind them and declares, "I am MIG's father." The thug claims he doesn't know where MIG is, and they start to leave. But Kim stops them, saying, "I never actually asked if you knew where she was." He shows 𝗖𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗁 the hairband and asks, "This is yours, isn't it?" The thug approaches him aggressively, asking, "What do you want? Get out of here. Do you want to die?" He tries to punch Kim but misses. The thug shouts, "Do you think you're special? If you are, then fight me." He tears Kim's shirt, revealing several scars on his body. We then flash back to the past, where Kim is seen holding a gun on a powerful man, demanding, "Let me go. I want to be discharged." Through various other scenes, we learn that Kim used to be a detective. He had operated as a spy in North Korea. Since he was already active in South Korea, he frequently worked as a double agent. It is said that he successfully carried out 17 operations in North Korea. Discharging him now would trigger a major crisis. If North Korea were to discover that he is still alive, the consequences would be unimaginable. Returning to the present scene, Kim fights a thug, landing several punches and knocking him to the ground. He then grabs him and demands to know where Minji is. That is where the episode ends. So guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the first episode. We'll meet again in episode 2. Until then, bye.